Hi everyone, welcome back to the Castrology channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Cailin, and today we're going to be looking at your July 2025 horoscopes. So this is a tropical Western astrological reading, and you can watch your horoscope for your ascendant sign, your sun, and your moon sign as well. If you've only got time to watch one horoscope though, I would start off with your ascendant sign, which is also known as your rising sign. The reason for that is because generally speaking, it does tend to be the most accurate overall. And lastly, I am also on Instagram as well as Facebook, so it's the same handle, which is Castrology, if you want to follow me there. Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon and Risings, welcome to your July 2025 horoscope, and if you're a Cancer Sun, happy birthday. Let me know in the comment section below. So let's start off by talking about career and business. Both the Sun and Jupiter are in the sign of Cancer as we enter the month. Jupiter will be in Cancer for the next 11 months, whereas the Sun's in Cancer until the 22nd of July. So this is an auspicious time for you professionally speaking, more so if you are a Cancer rising or a Cancer Sun. Cancer moons can benefit as well, but it's more so risings and suns with this one, okay? So this can see you feeling more creative. Maybe there are some exciting new professional opportunities that are coming through to you around this time. On the 5th of July, it does need to be stated that Neptune will station retrograde in Aries at 2 degrees, and then on the 13th of July, Saturn will station retrograde at 1 degrees Aries, and these are both in your 10th house. So there may be some kind of career opportunity that's coming through around this time, and it could take you a few months to pull this off. For others of you, there may be a career break that you're taking, right? So sometimes Jupiter in our sign can give us a bit of relief from work and professional responsibilities, and then Saturn retrograde in the 10th house and Neptune retrograde there as well can see you taking a step back. So some of you may watch this and be like, well, which one is it? It's a general reading, so it's hard for me to say, but one way or another, I think that there's going to be a pivotal shift for you when it comes to your professional life or your public reputation, where you are basically deciding how you want to be seen, how you want to show up in the world, and maybe this is going to require you to change your strategy and change your approach, or maybe there's a big project that you're taking on which is going to elevate your public status or your professional reputation to the next level, but it could just take a few months for that to come off. Now, on the 11th of July, there will be a full moon in Capricorn, and this will be occurring in your 7th house. So that will be at 18 degrees. Ultimately, the 7th house represents contracts, collaborations, working in a one-to-one capacity with another person, and full moons can indicate the ending of a chapter or a cycle, or actually having an agreement or an arrangement be let's say realized or actualized. So maybe you've been in talks with another person about how you're going to work together professionally, but you can come to an agreement around the 11th of July, plus or minus 1 to 2 weeks. So you can agree on the terms of and conditions. Maybe you're signing an important contract around this time. Maybe you're ending a contract, or perhaps you're formally entering into a collaboration with another person. Now, Mars will be transiting your 3rd house for the whole month of July. So it's there from the 17th of June through till the 7th of August. And so the 3rd house is one of the social and business houses in astrology. So this can see you being very focused on your business. Maybe this is you initiating some kind of marketing scheme or sales campaign. This can see you being very active in terms of what you're doing online with your website, maybe starting a website or building an app. In saying that, whatever house Mars is transiting, this is where we can experience issues. So Mars going through the 3rd house can maybe see there being more difficulties when it comes to you and your working relationship with co-workers or with clients, or perhaps you're having issues with a communications piece that you are trying to execute, right? So that could be a YouTube video, a book that you're writing, a course that you're putting together. But in any case, Mars gives you the motivation and the ability to strategize and actually execute your task in an effective way. So perhaps it's going to take you through till maybe like the first week of August to finish some kind of big work project or initiative. So the last thing I wanted to say here is that in the month of July, Jupiter is transiting 4th through 11 degrees Cancer. So if you are a Cancer sun or rising, to a lesser extent moon, between 4 and 11 degrees, then this can be a very significant time for you professionally speaking. So maybe you're releasing something out into the world or into the workplace, or getting important feedback, or attending an important interview. Then maybe there's a new job opportunity coming through in this month. And, if that's the case, let me know in the comment section below. Always happy to hear what's going on in your lives. But now let's segue through to finances and property. All right, so your second house represents your finances, resources, and it is one of the property houses in astrology. The other property house would be the 4th house. So you've actually got a huge activation to your second house from pretty much mid or end of the month onwards. So what we're seeing here, first of all, is Mercury is in Leo in your second house for literally 2 months, all right? From the 27th of June, which is today when I'm filming this, through till the 2nd of September. So basically, we are going to have a Mercury retrograde though. So that's from the 18th of July through till the 11th of August. So when Mercury is retrograde in our second house, we can be revisiting budgets, our spending habits and behaviors, reconsidering how we earn money, pricing structure. So maybe you are revising your price list or certain offerings and products that you have for sale. Maybe you are putting things on sale. So maybe you're offering some kind of promotion. From the 22nd of July through till the 22nd of August, the sun will be in Leo in your second house. So this is really highlighting your financial sector of your horoscope. Okay, so there can be some kind of new stream of income that you are trying to generate, and maybe you're planting the seeds with the new moon in Leo on the 25th of July, which is taking place at 2 degrees. It's conjunct Mercury retrograde, and it's making a trine to Saturn and Neptune, which are both retrograde in your 10th house. So this is actually very positive for generating new streams of income, investing in new resources, or developing products that you eventually want to sell. In any case, because Mercury is retrograde and Saturn and Neptune are retrograde here, that tells me that whatever is occurring with your finances and resources in the month of July, it's highly likely that you've wanted to execute this for a while. You've wanted to start this new business or earn money in this way, this new way, this different way, and change your spending habits, etc. But it's like now you're actually putting things into place so that you can achieve your goals. And Mercury is making such positive aspects back and forth to Saturn and Neptune during this period. So that means that these planets are all working in harmony together. And I love seeing Saturn and Mercury working well together, because Mercury is like how we think, and it's the technical skill and communications and writing and that kind of thing. And Saturn's the hard work. So it's like giving you the green light in that department. With property, as I said, the second house is one of the property houses in astrology. So this can see you focusing on maybe remortgaging your property. Maybe you are saving up for a property, or you're trying to facilitate relocating somewhere else. Maybe you're looking at potentially putting your property on the market or getting renters in. On a different note, you could just be educating yourself about property and real estate. Let's have a look at family life and home life. First of all, Mars is transiting your third house in Virgo for the whole month, which I've already mentioned. The third house relates to our siblings and our extended relatives like cousins, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, etc. So Mars going through the third house could indicate that there may be some tension with siblings or with some of these aforementioned individuals. It doesn't have to be. It could be that you're doing something active with them, maybe learning, maybe playing sport, or helping them out in some kind of practical way. On a different note, because Jupiter is transiting your first house, this could see there being the expansion of your family. So some of you could be getting pregnant, maybe you're becoming grandparents or finding out that you will become a grandparent in the near future. You could be exploring certain, let's say, different schools of thought when it comes to parenting ideologies, okay? Because Cancer, the sign of Cancer, rules over family, it rules over motherhood, it rules over also our ancestry and lineage. So Jupiter going through the sign of Cancer with the Sun in Cancer too could indicate that you're actually quite interested in learning about your ancestors, learning about your heritage. Maybe you're looking at let's say incorporating cultural traditions into your home life and into your family life. And with Jupiter and the Sun in Cancer together for pretty much most of the month, there could just be a focus for you with family. So maybe there are family gatherings or reunions or talking to family members that you haven't spoken to in a long time. So the Cancers who will be the most impacted by this are those between 4 and 11 degrees, because those are the degrees that Jupiter is transiting during the month of July. Okay, so when it comes to love and relationships, again, those of you who are between 4 and 11 degrees would be most impacted. But in any case, Jupiter transiting your sign can bring through a new romantic situation. It can indicate your existing romantic relationship going to a new level or another level, especially if you're between 4 and 11 degrees. So while Jupiter is in Cancer and the Sun is in Cancer, maybe you're talking about becoming exclusive or moving in together or getting engaged or getting married. Venus is going to transit the sign of Gemini for almost the whole month. So this is from the 5th of July through till the 31st of July, which means it's transiting your 12th house. So for you, Venus rules over your 11th house, which is Taurus, and it also rules over your 4th house, which is Libra. So the 12th house is a very secretive house. So this could see you having some kind of secret love affair with maybe a friend, or a friend of a friend, or maybe you are speaking to someone online and it's going really well. This could see some of you experiencing a bit of long distance in your relationship. So maybe one of you needs to travel to a far and far away place during this period of time, or perhaps one of you is going on like a spiritual retreat or a yoga retreat and they're just not as available. On a different note, you could just feel like your significant other is kind of going through something during this time, and maybe they seem like they're a little bit emotionally unavailable, or perhaps they are actually revealing some kind of home truth to you or some kind of secret to you. Okay, so lastly, with love and relationships, we've got a full moon in Capricorn, and that will be occurring on the 11th of July at 18 degrees in your 7th house, and it will be trining Mars in Virgo at 13 degrees in your 3rd house. So this can see you basically settling a disagreement or a dispute with your significant other, or maybe something comes up around this time that does need to be settled in the coming days or weeks to follow. I do think you'll be able to resolve it by the end of the month, but in any case, a full moon in the 7th house can just be like a bit of a breakdown in communications, especially because it is at 18 degrees, which is a Virgo degree. But the positive note here is that it is trining Mars in Virgo in your 3rd house. So I think that you'll be able to talk things out and then take action towards improving whatever the situation is or whatever the issue is. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and this is on the level of friendships. So Mars will be transiting your 3rd house for the entirety of the month. So some of you may experience a bit of discord or disharmony with friends, or perhaps that's like co-workers or clients. So you may have some differences of opinion that you need to work through. I would say that, a way to channel this energy would be to play like games with each other, competitive games. So lastly, let's have a look at miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so travel may be an available option to you this month, especially if you're a Cancer sun, moon, or rising between 4 and 11 degrees. So that could be interstate or international travel. Legal matters could reach some kind of conclusion around the 11th of July, plus or minus a week or two, with a full moon in Capricorn. And, oh God, I nearly forgot to mention this. Uranus will be entering the sign of Gemini on the 7th of July. So it'll be there from the 7th of July through till the 7th or the 8th of November this year. And then it'll go back into Taurus for a little bit and return to Gemini once more from the end of April 2026. So look, Uranus is going to be transiting your 12th house. That's a hidden house in astrology. It's a secretive house in astrology. So there may not be super noticeable changes for you on a physical level, but Uranus going through the third house can actually see you overcoming self-sabotaging behaviors, overcoming addictions, overcoming a victim mindset or narrative. It can also see you healing from certain troubling situations or traumatic situations. It can see you exploring alternative healing modalities. And I say that because Uranus rules over the 8th house, which is associated with occult and esoteric practices and healing. And then the 12th house is also associated with these things as well. So there may be certain fears and insecurities that do come up in that, around the 7th of July or even in the month of July. But I do think that you'll be working through a lot of triggers, and this 7-8 year transit that's going to conclude in 2033 can actually lead to you experiencing liberation from things that have been holding you back emotionally or with respect to being able to be vulnerable and intimate with your partner or with friends, and just feeling like you're able to let go of things from your past that have really been troubling you. Okay, Cancer, so that's all I have for you for your July horoscope. If you want to know more about this Uranus and Gemini transit, I'm going to be putting out a big video on this with predictions for all 12 zodiac signs, so you can subscribe to the channel to be notified of when that is released. Enjoy Cancer season while it lasts, and I will see you guys in my next video.